Hello, my name is Phil Monroe. I'm the Partner Alliance Manager for TechJitsu at Okta. I'm going to talk a little bit about TechJitsu, one of our strategic SISP partners at Okta. We're going to talk to Alex Valenzuela, who is our AVP of Strategic Alliances. Alex, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Phil. Alex Valenzuela. I lead our partner sales and alliances here at Okta, and looking forward to the discussion with you, Phil, specific to how we partner with TechJitsu to bring value to our customers.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. So let's talk a little bit about what TechJitsu does. TechJitsu, as we know, it really has two different lines of business with Okta. They provide services and they also build solutions that sit on top of Okta. Alex, can you tell us a little bit about how that fits into the mix of our ecosystem at Okta and the importance of our partners that build solutions?
Yeah, I think at Okta, it's really important for us to have partners in our ecosystem that help us throughout the sales journey and relative to what our customers are trying to achieve, help us realize the value along the way, right? So if you think about just what you framed up, TechJitsu representing the ability to provide professional services is critically important in ensuring that when our customers make an investment in the Okta technology, that they are able to successfully deploy it, have it be adopted within their environment, and most importantly, recognize the value that they've invested in. It sets them up for success, continued path, if you will, to continue to adopt and invest in the various solutions in the Okta portfolio. And TechJitsu helps us be successful there. The other area you mentioned, which is solutions being built on the Okta product and delivered into customer environments, is really pretty special. And I think that the solutions that are built by TechJitsu, namely Caller Verify, help us ensure that where we have engagement with a customer that requires a specific use case, or for us to address a specific use case, we can bring forward a solution that we've built trust and confidence in alongside TechJitsu to address those very specific needs. Because our product standalone can't do it, right? So we need the IP from TechJitsu. We need their experience and exposure to that space in particular to be successful.
So what I'm hearing is that very, very focused on ensuring customer success, extending the capabilities of Okta, extending our footprint within customer accounts, and ensuring that our customers are having meaningful and successful implementations of Okta. So all very, very important stuff. So how does TechJitsu typically get engaged in opportunities? Where do you see that happen? How do you see them helping customers? Is it more they're out looking to find opportunities to implement their solution, or is Okta providing opportunity to TechJitsu? How does this customer success situation come about typically?
Yeah, there's a two-part answer to that question. I think it's a really good question. First and foremost, the partnership that exists between TechJitsu and Okta is one that we want TechJitsu at the front end of the sales cycle. We want them at the table in discussion with customers as we start to scope and develop what the customer plans and intends to invest in. That way we can get to the point of deployment, execution of the professional services, et cetera, and be aligned and on the same page with established milestones, et cetera. Critically important. So, first and foremost, I think early in the sales cycle is ideal and where we most often look to have TechJitsu alongside. But second, of course, there's always opportunities where we identify a need in a sales cycle and look to a partner like TechJitsu to help us ensure that the delivery is successful. On the IP solution side, there's probably kind of two main categories that deal identification falls into there. One is, of course, our sales teams engaged with our various customers on specific projects and identifying the need for this unique IP solution from TechJitsu, and therefore engaging TechJitsu to help us drive incremental value, help us build confidence in the solution the customer is going to invest in, and help us validate with the customer that the solution holistically is going to address what they need to address. I think that's critically important. And then we also see the reverse, right? We see TechJitsu, based on their engagement in various customer environments, identify opportunity for us to pursue together and bring that back to Okta, right? They get exposed to various environments and situations based on the professional services work that they're doing, and oftentimes identify areas where we can continue to drive value in customer environments. And of course, we go pursue those opportunities together.
Well, that sounds like a lot of value on both sides of the house. It sounds like a win for Okta and a win for our customers. That is awesome. Tell me a little bit about Caller Verify then. I've heard a lot about this. I've seen it on LinkedIn. I'm hearing about it internally. What exactly is Caller Verify? What business challenges are we solving together with TechJitsu with Caller Verify?
So we all know cybersecurity is a huge focus for organizations today. Improving their security posture, critically important. And that's where a lot of investment is being pointed, right? Caller Verify specifically attacks or addresses the call center environments. So there are many bad actors out in the ecosystem today. I think the number of cybersecurity attacks continues to grow week over week, month over month. And oftentimes it's happening in these call centers. Social engineering is a big proponent around what's happening in the call centers. AI with the ability to do deep fake on voice, etc. There's all sorts of things coming into play. And at the end of the day, there's a human on the other side of the phone, current state, most often asking questions that are really not sufficient in keeping your environment secure. And oftentimes questions that the user on the other end of the phone can't remember the answer to, right? So that said, Caller Verify helps address the bad actors, or I think as TechJitsu refers to them as the fraudsters. The bad actors no longer have the upper hand in call center environments where TechJitsu is deployed on top of Okta solutions like MFA. And it is a multi-factor solution enabling the folks in the call center to validate and verify who's on the other end of the phone with a simple two-factor push to their mobile phone on file to acknowledge that they are who they say they are.
Well, that really resonates because if you've been watching the news at all or following breaches in the healthcare space, I've seen it pretty much across the board in all different verticals. Is there a specific vertical that this plays in specifically, or is Caller Verify relevant for anybody that has a call center?
Well, the answer is anyone who has a call center is susceptible to these cyber attacks, right? And the social engineering. I think in terms of where we see most of the success together with TechJitsu today, from a vertical standpoint, healthcare, hospitality, retail, the folks that have high traffic volume into those call centers, whether it's internally for help desk support or externally for customer support, we're seeing a lot of success in those industries.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like there's a lot of success and a lot of need for this. So very timely solution. I can only imagine how well TechJitsu is doing with Okta and how much they're influencing our business. Is there a growth metric that you can share as far as how much TechJitsu has grown with Okta over the last year?
We can share round numbers. TechJitsu has grown to the tune of triple digits year over year, which is really impressive. And that is simply their alignment and engagement to help us accelerate and influence opportunities with our customers. And when I say influence, it's really about the value realization that our customers are able to achieve beyond just the Okta product or solution. For example, one of the engagements that we've had recently with TechJitsu was in a hospitality organization, global in nature, so call centers that support various countries, various regions. And as you can imagine, the questions being asked on the phone due to compliance and regulatory issues don't apply in all the countries. So there's no standardization within the call centers on how they verify and validate actually who's on the other end of the call. So we were able to deploy Caller Verify on top of Okta and actually reduced the time spent per call agent, I think by the matter of 2 minutes, which is significant across a call center environment. We were able to improve customer experience, which means customers aren't walking away from whatever solution or value you're offering as a business. They're actually receiving it very well and engaging with your process. And probably most importantly, beyond just the Okta technology helping provide security, we've elevated that level of security with Caller Verify inside those environments to ensure that we are providing the utmost security and value to customers together and helping them not only approve the initial challenge that they are working to address, which was security on the surface, but peripheral to that, and the domino effect, if you will, is the gained customer experience, the gained efficiencies in the call center, and an appetite to go do things more strategically within their ecosystem.
Well, that sounds like a win-win-win. So what I'm hearing is when I call into a call center and they're leveraging Caller Verify, I never have to deal with those five security questions that get asked that nobody knows the answer to, that becomes a friction-filled experience for the person calling in, the call center person, and pretty much everybody engaged in that verification process is sort of annoyed. We're going to offload that whole situation and bring that time down from several minutes to potentially under a minute. Is that what you're suggesting what you can do with Caller Verify?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the most important piece here, beyond the security, is the customer experience, right? Again, whether that's internal or external. Phil, you're a car guy, right? There's lots of car pictures behind you. I would bet money that early on, you somewhere with some organization provided a secret question that maybe was the license plate number on one of your Camaros. If you had to
Fair
call
enough.
it today and they asked you that question, you probably wouldn't know the license number of the Camaro. So
100%.
yeah, so how do you get around the things that over time fade in importance, right? With the user actually calling in, become less and less secure due to the social engineering that's happening in the marketplace. And a solution from Tekjitsu like Caller Verify has certainly been an answer to that.
That really does resonate, and I appreciate the analogy. It certainly does hit home. So I'm hearing rumors that Okta liked this solution so much that we even use the solution ourselves in our own call centers. Is that true?
We do. Yes. We went really extensive process to ensure that we had a solution like Caller Verify to help address and improve our security posture within our call centers.
Fantastic. So we're not just partners, we're actually customers as well. So Tekjitsu is actually helping Okta with the same verification process that they can help all of our prospects and customers with. So fantastic. That is excellent, Alex. I appreciate the time that you've spent with me today. It's certainly much more knowledgeable about Caller Verify. And hopefully everyone listening will take the initiative to reach out to Tekjitsu and learn more about how Caller Verify can help your organization.
Yep. Thank you for the time, Phil. Tekjitsu has been a fantastic partner, and we look forward to what's ahead in the next year.